rappers. If I send the dressers, they gon' come in straight.
What it is, it's your boys Deuce, Teddy, and LaQuell reporting with the facts, opinions, and BS straight from the top of the top of the top of the key. What's good?
What's up?
I be having to remix it sometimes, you feel me?
Hump day.
Hump day.
Happy Wednesday to y'all, brothers.
You know me. Happy Wednesday. And they balling. They balling tonight.
Let's get into it. New Year's resolution. Keep telling y'all every episode we're going to touch every team in this league. We want to kick it off today for the New Year's resolution.
Quell say he kicking it off.
I kick it off. I got the Raptors. As a resolution, y'all got a lot of guys over there. Y'all got some length over there. Y'all trying to figure out who's the guy. But y'all three-headed monster with Van Fleet, Gary Trent Jr., and Siakam, obviously, is if y'all can find a way to continue to play well all at the same time the way y'all have been, y'all know defensively y'all a team that swarm everybody. Y'all know y'all got the young Scotty Barnes that's going to get y'all good numbers every night, play defense every night. But if y'all three, as the veterans on that team, as the leaders on that team, can continue to be consistent together at the same time, y'all can pose a threat come playoffs. Yeah.
You gonna do their thing. Come playoff. Well, let's say the best. I'll talk about the Knicks. The New York Knicks that ain't did nothing since nothing been done. Y'all gotta stay healthy and y'all gotta stay consistent. They star player, Mr. Randall. I mean, last game he did good against the Cavs. He gave you 36 points, but man is on a roller coaster. He like Six Flags. He be up and down. If you get some consistency from him and from Brunson, I feel like they got a chance in the play-in to make some noise, to do something. Y'all just got to get consistent. Y'all New Year's resolution is to get consistent and y'all ball. If you're going to put up 15, 20 a game, put up 15 and 20 a game. Don't give me 12 points this game and 40 points the next game, and just get some consistency. Y'all play consistency and play how you was drafted to play and play some ball. Y'all might make some noise in that play-in, that 7th, 8th seed. Make a run for your money. You know, y'all got a tall hill to climb playing in the East. But y'all get some consistency. Y'all boys is going to be, you got a fighting chance.
Great.
Fighting chance.
All right, and I got the Blazers. My New Year's resolution for the Blazers is to find a way to move Jeremy Grant to the 3. A lot of teams that thrive have that pivotal piece at the 3, at that small forward position. You think about it, a lot of them have a pivotal piece that could play the small forward position and may not, like a Kevin Durant could play the small forward position, but sometimes you may see him at the 4, you might see him at the 5. If I'm running a team, I might put Giannis at the 3, but due to his lack of shooting abilities, you know, it's smart to put him at the 4. But or LeBron, you have him at the 3. You got Kawhi at the 3, and you start to see Kawhi at the 4 sometimes. But, you know, you got these teams who have those 3s, and those are the players that make the biggest difference, because you can kind of see them flex and guard the guards and sometimes flex and play big. So I say find a way to get Jeremy Grant to be that 3 for your team. That's what I say, because I think him being at the 4, he has great games. He has games you don't even know that he played. So get him at the 3 and then find a reasonable 4 for your team, who will not necessarily crowd the paint on Nurkic. He doesn't stress the floor too much, but he has the ability to do so. So you can go and find some pieces to put on your team. Potentially go after John Collins. Get John Collins to be your 4. Let me see who else you could have at your four. Who's some fours that on the market? Go after like a Serge Ibaka or something who ain't really played much. Go after a veteran like a Gallinari or Blake Griffin or something. But just find a way to get Jeremy Grant to be your 3. And I think that'll make a big difference for your team. New Year's resolution on point. Wow.
Bang. Wow. Couldn't said it better myself, brother. I mean, you kind of confused me when you say Giannis at the 3. I was like,
because he has that ability to go here or there. I would put Giannis at the 3. I mean, he about around the same height as KD. KD used to run the 3, right? He ain't run the 4 his early years in the NBA. So why wouldn't you put Giannis at the 3? You say he did.
I say because KD could shoot.
That's why I said I see why you would put Giannis at the 4 because of his lack of ability to shoot. But not all 3s are shooters, though. But I can see with his height and lack of ability to shoot, I got it.
Rivalry, NBA. We halfway through it. I mean, you had some good matchups. We're going to talk about that. I mean, the biggest one that's actually playing right now is we record and can't speak much on it, and that's the Memphis and the Warriors. It's the biggest game, I feel as though, for rivalry. But we had some games that passed, the Clippers and the Lakers. The Clippers washed the Lakers.
I got you. Hold on, I got you.
The Heat beat the Celtics.
I got you right here. We can go on and run through it real quick. You see it right here? All right, so started off Clippers versus Mavs. You know that's a rivalry. Because when you got the Luka the Don taking on PG and Kawhi and company, and he's kicking them out the playoffs. Hey, that's gonna require some conversations. Oh shit, I went too fast. Sorry. And you got the Nets versus the Warriors. You understand what that's about. You know, the KD, granted, it didn't live up to his hype because KD didn't play, but we know what that's about. KD leaves the Warriors to go to the Nets. And then let me see. So I would say, I mean, some of these you could probably look up, but I don't really see too much of a rivalry between any of these other teams. Now we get into Monday. You can go and do some history for the Celtics versus the Magic, but as of today, not much of a rivalry. I say yesterday, Monday. Was it Monday? Yeah, no, that ain't yesterday. That's Monday. It wasn't really hitting like that on Monday. Tuesday, which was yesterday, that's when you got the Bulls versus the Pacers.
That's a rivalry.
The Heat versus Celtics. We know Heat versus Celtics. That was a good one. You see the Heat came away with the dub in that one. Let me see what else we got. The Wizards versus the Mavs. Not necessarily a rivalry, but we understand the tension behind the two. Porzingis no longer wants to play with Luka. He gets traded to the Wizards. And exactly. And I was talking to Quill about that yesterday. Like, once again, we got somebody that doesn't play. But y'all still came up short, which is crazy. And then you got the Clippers versus the Lakers. We know what that's about. Who runs LA? That's what they want to know. Who runs LA? We ain't talking about Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? So that right there, LeBron James, 46 points. I'm watching, like, hell, me and Quill was on the phone watching the game together. And you seen when we was texting it. Quill was like, he don't look old. And I'm like, yeah. And then I text back, never mind. He don't look old. You know what I'm saying? But it was crazy watching that game because the crowd was going nuts. And I'm like, y'all do realize they down by like 15, don't you? But it was just crazy. You know, that's how you know LeBron James, you know. People want to see that man succeed. So then you got tonight with the rivalries. Grizzlies versus Warriors, like you say, that's a big one. I'm with Clay. I don't necessarily quote that as a rivalry. I think there's some, ill feelings in that mix where they don't like us, but you got to live up to it. So you got to do certain things to develop a rivalry. You know, we got to meet each other a certain amount of times to develop a rivalry. Not just because you don't like me, Dylan Brooks. Not just because you want to accuse me of hurting you, Ja Morant. That doesn't create the rivalry. But could it be a rivalry in the making? If they start winning when it matters, yes. If we start to see them often in the playoffs, yes. But if you ain't one of the last teams in that playoff, in that conference, I don't necessarily think we can quote it as a rivalry. You got to reach a certain level of success. When you think of the Celtics and the Lakers, you got to understand the level of success, the two most winning teams in NBA history. So the Grizzlies got a way to go, but I understand the nature behind it. You got the Lakers and the Spurs. I think that speaks within itself. Granted, these are two, of the worst teams in the West, but they still have history. You got the Nets versus 76ers. That's the whole Ben Simmons saga drama thing. And I think, that's it for Wednesday. Let's see, Thursday. You got the Knicks versus Celtics. You can look at the Mavs versus Suns. Wouldn't necessarily quote them. Two prior homes of Steve Nash. I'll tell you that much. Wouldn't necessarily quote that as a rivalry. But you could see where they can make that argument based on how the Brunson was Luka playing during that matchup? Luka came back versus Suns. He wasn't there versus the Jazz. He came back versus the Jazz.
He came back versus the Jazz. He played the whole time with the Suns.
Yeah. So you could see where they kind of is. You got something that's brewing in that teacup. They put this on here for rivalry week, because there was a finals matchup. Everybody knows that Warriors had that, but I wouldn't necessarily say that's a rivalry. Knicks versus the Knicks versus the Nets. You understand? That's New York. They went from
New York.
On me, who runs it? Some people say New York Nets. Some people say Brooklyn Nets. Either way it goes, New York. Let me see if anything else. I think that pretty much. The Lakers right here. Just talk the Lakers versus Celtics.
Lakers and Celtics.
You got to understand. So hopefully AD playing. So this can be a bang to the closeout. For rivalry week. I really hope that AD plays that game. I really hope he does, because that'll be amazing right there. But I think, with this being the first in NBA history, they actually dubbed it, they titled it, they coined it as rivalry week. I like to see more of that. I think it adds something interesting to the game where it's like boom, 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 boom. But, maybe we throw in some of them ancient rivalries. Some of them long-standing rivalries, some of them new rivalries that are building. I think that's what they did with this, and I really appreciate it. What y'all think about it?
Of course, add some flavor.
Add some flavor in that drama.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they just need a soap opera.
Oh, they got that.
Yeah.
They got that with the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies make
soap opera. So they just go ahead.
Well, speaking of the Grizzlies, them boys lost last 3 games and all to the West. Think they responding to Ja and his antics?
Go and let us know what excuses you got, Quill. You know what crazy? I went back and watched the episode, and it's funny, like, what episode you were saying, like, they were getting on you, and the Suns, no Booker, the Warriors came through, and I'm like, yeah. Then the next episode, you like, hold up, wait. So it's always like, you unpredictable as far as what your stand's gonna be. So I'm really interested to see what you're gonna say. Because I said it from the beginning. I felt like the West was gonna respond. That's what I said from the beginning. That's how I feel. And do I feel like the West is responding? I mean, I guess it's like weird. You know what I'm saying? Because the teams that they losing to are teams I'm like, I'm looking for like the Clippers to respond. When you think of those West teams that you think, people that you feel like can actually contend for something. I'm thinking like the Mavs gonna respond, or the Warriors gonna respond. You can't really factor in the beat up Suns or the Nuggets going. That's what I'm looking at. So when I'm seeing like the Kings who are doing great, when they respond, I'm like, okay. When the Lakers skip by and get a win, I'm kind of like, okay. Those teams I wasn't factoring in. So what you say to that, Quill? What you say?
I don't look too much into it. I don't look too much into it. When I look at the Lakers game, that was like.
I mean, I say it's.
And then especially coming off like a 9-game or 11-game win streak. I'm looking at the Lakers game, the first game we lose. I'm looking at that like, at first it's like, okay. But the next game, I'm expecting to go in there and get a win against the Suns.
Yeah.
You got to.
And they get up 29 points. We cut the lead back down to 2. But we run out of gas. simply run out of gas. And because we ran out of gas on the back-to-back, now y'all supposed to be able to win without me. Y'all did this last year. And when we lose another game without when Josh hit. And now Steven Adams hurt. So, again, we'll see.
I mean, but you look at it, them 3 L's, them 3 consecutive L's, right? We got to make note. We have to make note that it is after the 11-game win streak. They got 3 consecutive L's. 122 to 121 loss versus Lakers, 112-110 loss versus Suns, and the Suns had them down by 20 at a point. So that was a great comeback. But when you fueling a comeback like that, you running on fumes at the end of that game. You know what I'm saying?
So that's why they're back to back, Josh said.
Exactly. So then you got the 133 to 100. Now that's ass whooping. You know what I'm saying? That's not even. Did everybody sit that game? You feel me?
He was on the floor.
but if you look at it, it's all West teams beating them. So I think, you know what I'm saying? It ain't like I say, it ain't the teams I considered, but I think it is the West. I get
133. That you got to know the Kings are going to come put buckets. Listen, I just said this in the last podcast. There's one team gonna put 120, 130 every night. That's one night that you can't take off on the team that you think you just gonna beat no more. Because all year long, when they beat teams, they beat them 130, 140. Early in the year, I think they the ones who scored 150 this year.
Nah. Yeah. I finna say that. I thought you was finna say the team that was averaging the most. I finna say that was the Pacers.
Like, they put buckets up. So you sit y'all, the rest of y'all better be ready to run. Like, y'all better be in shape because they come in and they and it's quick and it's going and De'Aaron Fox pushed the pace and Sabonis is a big that ain't slow. He move, he pass. Everybody cutting. It's a lot going on over there.
But you also got to factor in what we talked about yesterday when I was saying, like, people saw, like Draymond Green called it out, like people know what to expect from the Grizzlies now as a whole. And as with pieces missing, people know what to expect. So nobody's gonna look at you like, yeah. No, people gonna look at you like, nah, y'all the Grizzlies. Like you have some type of notoriety now. You have some type of respect, and that's what you're getting. That's why you're getting punched in the mouth with the Garcias. You feel me? You get hit with them Garcias. So when you look at the Kings, I think people look at the Kings like they look at a lot of other teams that start off great, like, they'll fizzle out. That's how I feel like when you enter those games, like, the Kings, you got a first-time head coach with them. Sabonis first year there. Herter, his first year there. And other pieces, that's their first year being there on that team with young players. And so you're really looking at it like, they'll fizz out. And like De'Aaron Fox, he's a good point guard, but being in the stack West, he'll never get the notice that he's due because he has people like D. Lillard, Russell Westbrook, Steph Curry, Chris Paul, Luka Doncic. Like, he has people like that. I mean, hell, look at Shea. Shea don't get the notice that he's due because he has all those other names. So when you get down to a De'Aaron Fox and you see him have games like that, you like, damn, De'Aaron Fox is balling. And then you look and be like, nah, he be balling like every game. But you will never notice in the West because then you got like a John Morant.
But you gotta know, even in the West, though, all the best teams in the West, they all have a head start, but they have that second guy or that third guy that can go get it. Because the point guards in the West, the number one team is Jamal Murray. Then the second team is Ja. The third team is De'Aaron Fox. The fourth team is CJ McCollum.
Yeah. But Brian, B.I. came back tonight.
Yeah, but the point guard,
point
CJ
guard.
McCollum. All the point guard, the fifth team is the Clippers point guard. The sixth team is Luka, the point guard. 7, Chris Paul. 8, Mike Conley. So yeah, they up there, but Steph 10, Shea 11, Dame Lillard 12, Westbrook is 13. You gotta have a whole squad now.
Yeah. And then I will also say you got to factor in when you thinking about when you thinking about that. Them teams, like the West is kind of convoluted right now. Like you get a real inaccurate picture because the teams that are up there are a lot of the teams that have been able to stay healthy.
Yep, the healthiest team they win, and everybody coming back. People going out when other teams coming back.
So it's
BI
like
coming back now, and
when you look at Josh sitting, it's like, okay, bro, we got people sitting all the damn time because they can't stay healthy. So it's like, well, we like look at the Pelicans. The Pelicans are still relevant within the top 4, I believe, and they ain't had BI or Zion.
Mm-hmm.
So
but that's why in the beginning of the season I said the Pelicans are such a scary team if they're all healthy.
If they
because
stay
you
healthy.
take a CJ McCollum and a Valanciunas who are who are solid pieces to any team.
Yeah.
And you still have them, but then you have a healthy team. I mean, you got BI and Zion with them.
Yeah.
Then the rest of their role players have been balling without them. They're a scary team if healthy. We don't know who team gonna be healthy. We don't know who gonna be healthy.
Oh, me. All right.
I was saying,
I would give it
I would say that it would. I would attest a little bit to some coaching, how they lost. You got Chris Paul and Monty Williams. That's why, they couldn't adjust. Why they beat the Grizzlies. Then, like y'all said, with the Kings is some ballers. I knew they was gonna get the Grizzlies work. And then when you got an angry LeBron James, anything is possible. Anything is possible if he give you his all. So it's more so I give it to the coaching and the players of them. Reason why the Grizzlies losing their last 3, people adjust.
But
people
you don't think people heard what he said and was like,
but people adjust and people watch film and people make stuff and like, okay, they've been winning because they've been doing X, Y, and Z. We're gonna switch this up, do this, play them this way, and we're gonna do that.
Yeah, but even like Draymond said at the beginning of the season, if he says nothing, everybody's gonna play them the same way. Everybody know who you are now. Before he said anything, Draymond felt that way.
They put this target on their back from last
year.
But
I still
just for how they play, and we
gotta
know who y'all are. We know who y'all are without y'all. Draymond said already, we already ready for y'all. Like we know what y'all got coming. It ain't gonna be.
But you gotta acknowledge the fact that early on in Ja's career, he wasn't a lot of this. Like his work did the talk. More recently, you get a lot of this. Because
last
now,
2 seasons.
Yeah, like so I think
because he's better than he was early on. Early on, even though he was
I knew
talented,
in his rookie year, I was like,
yeah, but his rookie year numbers don't match nothing he's done the last 2 years. So as he's grown, his rookie year was his rookie year. Yes, he was this flashy. He had highlights and all of that. But the player he's become now is he'll watch his rookie year player. Even though his rookie year, 18, whatever his points, 17, 18 points, it don't match the 27-point score now. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole different player. But now he has that confidence that he may not have had as a rookie. But now he feel like I done played y'all 3-4 years, and I'm realizing I'm scoring left and right against y'all. Can't really do nothing with me. So he might be feeling that now. As a rookie, it was like, damn, I'm playing against damn, I'm playing against Steph. Now he like Steph, even though that's Steph, he like, I'm Ja. Like, yeah, you Steph, but I'm me too.
So I'm gonna say at the end of the day, bro, you do all that lift jiving, you put a target
back
in your back. You got to. You got to.
Back it up.
You got to. All I'm saying, bro. Regardless of what we say, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta look at their record from when he said it to now.
Yeah. I think people go out there.
Losing streak. I think they lost the game right after that and lost to us.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Then they went on a 9-game win streak, and then 3 more games losing after that. They might be like
11. They had 11.
11 games.
But remember, like I said, them 11. If you go back and look, it was a lot of West teams, but it was like poo-poo teams. Like, oh, y'all beat the Pistons. Oh, y'all beat the Magic. You know what I'm saying? It was like teams like that where you like, it ain't the West and it ain't those teams.
About
So,
the Magic, they gonna climb right over the Hornets.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They
But
are
now
a
we need to
long-ass good team.
get us to climb into some hot trade talk.
Man, somebody better do something. I want to see some
They
some big
did.
trades.
You seen the Lakers acquire Rui and ship off Kendrick Nunn. I think that's real big for him. Like literally, I was just reading the other day where he was saying, I want to go to a place that wants me to be the player that they drafted or the player that they signed. I get to a place like that, that's a place where I want to play. And then like literally less than a week later, he's on the Lakers. I mean,
It's good for the Lakers.
that's good for him.
Yeah,
That's good for him because I feel like LeBron James may recognize where he went wrong with Kuzma, and maybe he treats Rui how he could have treated Kuzma. Because he has nothing but the ability to fulfill that role. You can slide him right into that position right now and let him ball. The only thing is he don't really stay healthy. So it didn't cost them much to get him. But now you got somebody, I wouldn't say he's a shooter, but you got somebody that can go out there and get you 30. You know what I'm saying? They're young, they can ball. So let's see.
Yeah, it'll be nice. But they still got Thomas Bryant, AD coming back.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron playing the way he playing. Westbrook needs to, once he under control, you got Shooter there when he wasn't there with AD.
AD back.
So y'all kind of done put together a squad that's and y'all in the West where everybody hurt. You don't know what can happen. So y'all done put together a team that should be able to win some games. Y'all just gotta learn how to play together. It's not a good time to start playing, but hey, better now than never.
Yeah. Do y'all think that trade, y'all think it makes sense?
For the Lakers.
Yeah.
For the Lakers, it definitely do.
Yeah.
I mean, even for the Wizards, I feel like it makes sense. You got Bradley Beal in and out. To me, it's like he don't want to be there, so you got to look post Brad Beal. But then you're not getting anything from Monte Morris. Kendrick Nunn can fill that void.
Yeah. Bradley Beal gonna be there for a minute.
I think he gonna get traded.
For what? A team going to give up a lot to get that man.
They gave up a lot for Rudy Gobert, so I don't think that's out of the asking price.
And he ain't even putting up numbers.
But you know what you can get if that man's trying to win. We all know what you can get.
Yeah, there's certain teams that got pieces and they got the city that he don't want to go to. Like, you want to go somewhere hot? There's a lot of teams that's hot. They got a lot. Like, so they want to go to New York. Want to go to New York? They got some pieces up there that can move for Bradley Beal.
Jalen Brunson, Bradley Beal.
But Bradley Beal got to look like a.
Trust me, he will. Trust me, he will. Trust me, he will.
Looking like Brad Beal again.
All right.
I don't see it happening. From a GM perspective, I don't see it happening. All right, let's get on to the next one. Mr. Logo himself, Mr. Logo Shooter, Damian Lillard.
We got to get through these so we can get to that debate.
Passes Jason Terry, my beloved Maverick, for 7th all-time three-pointers made. We knew what's going to happen. It's only a matter of time. He's going to keep climbing that chart.
So I say, if you think about it, about a month ago, maybe just a little bit over a month ago, we were talking about him coining himself as the second best shooter in all time, right?
Mm-hmm.
A month later, he passes Jason Terry. So, I mean, he doing his thing, and he only gonna climb. He only gonna climb that ladder. And I think we said we see him going into the 5th position by the end of the year. I think it was like he couldn't pass Harden because Harden actively plays, so we don't see him definitely not passing Steph Curry. But moving, I think at least into that 5th position by the end of the year, I think is very obtainable for him.
You say you're a better shooter than James Harden?
Yeah.
Yeah.
James Harden just a better scorer?
I wouldn't even say that. I think
it's
just James Harden's
a better way to work the NBA than everybody else.
You say what?
James Harden found a better way to work the NBA than everybody else.
He's very talented, but also was able to manipulate the rules.
Talk about the way you draw fast so easy.
So you give it 3 games. Give it 3 games. He passes Vince Carter. Vince Carter's at 2290. He's at 2283. Give it 3 games, potentially 5 games at most. He passes Vince Carter, so he's in the 6th. And then he needs another 200 something to pass Cal Korver. So he won't move into that 5th spot by the end of this year because I don't see him making another 200 by the end of the year. But next year he'll move into the 5th, and then he'll need after he passes him, need another 100. So he'll find himself at number 4 passing Reggie Miller. And then at that point, give him, if he plays and his durability increases. I mean, you got James Harden going to keep climbing. So his next target is going to be Ray Allen at 2,900, almost 3,000 threes.
That's like 250 a year. He made like 250 a year, 300 a year.
Yeah.
So 250, 300. He got 10 more to make to beat this one. 200 after that. He gonna have like 90 to make at the beginning of the next year. What? 290 in order to get to, or 190 in order to get to the 4th spot. He gonna do that next year.
Possibly. As long as he stay healthy, keep playing his game.
Damian Lillard,
he shooting like Bill. Hey.
Debate segment
thing
time.
Being broken in our lifetime, man.
It's time to get to that.
Nah, hold on, bro. Before we get into that, bro, I want to talk about these damn Celtics, bro. How do they go? The last 3, they lost the last 3 games versus the Magic, bro. Spell it out for me. They ain't got their number. I don't think they got their number.
They got their number.
Like, they got to figure that out. So people need to watch footage and see how are the Magic. They just won 3 games consecutively against the Celtics, and JT's been playing, JB's been playing. Now, as of late, the most recent game, no Marcus Smart. I think no JB because they went down with injuries, but I'm still like, come on, y'all still had JT. So, all right, Celtics, y'all need to get it together. All right, before we send your ass back to Boston. All right, now we can get into this debate. My bad, bro.
It made you mad?
Yes.
They got their number. They got their number. What you call it did play? JB played this last game against them. He gave 37 minutes.
Was it Robert Williams that didn't play? Or Malcolm Brogdon didn't play?
Yeah, that's who was. JB and JT played. And they both gave you 26. So
let's get cracking with this debate, player.
All right, we talking about legitimate title teams.
This stemming from something that Quail was talking about 3 episodes ago, when he was saying there's really only 4 teams that are real contenders. And then Ted said, we're going to come back on this one. So I went back and said, bet that. Let's make it happen. So real contenders.
In the East?
So hold on, who? Because this came from Quail. So who were your 4? Who the 4 teams you talking about?
The Boston Celtics.
Da, da, da.
And I'm gonna take the healthy Milwaukee Bucks.
Da, da, da.
I'm gonna take the Warriors.
Da, da, da.
And the Grizzlies.
Da, da, da. Okay. That's what we say. You say nobody else outside of those teams are real contenders.
Or no, I think Denver Nuggets are like the Denver.
But you said 4. You said 4.
I said it's only it's only real 4.
So we already know your answers.
No, the Denver Nuggets are a nice team. I don't think that they're going to win the title.
So you stand with 4.
Yeah,
you got a healthy Nuggets that you're not giving it to, but you're saying if the Bucks are healthy, even though the Bucks.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. Aaron Gordon playing superb on them Nuggets. However, Michael Porter, I think he has things outside of basketball that's gonna take him away from the game because y'all seen his brother being pulled in for that second-degree murder. I think he's getting a murder charge from reckless driving. Yep. DUI type deal, I believe, allegedly, and end up killing somebody, his brother in college. So I think that you got to think that is going to heavily impact his mental. So hopefully he able to be resilient, and that family, the family of the victim, hopefully, may God be with them and everything is good, and send our prayers and condolences there. And then same thing with the Porter family, prayers and condolences, because that's all around everybody losing that situation. So just make sure y'all doing the right things. You know what I'm saying? None of that intoxication or whatever, horsing around when you behind that wheel, because those cars are weapons. So, but yeah. So who you say, Ted?
I mean, we're going off of currently right now. I definitely say the Nuggets.
Nuggets, okay. I respect that.
I would definitely say the Celtics.
Okay. St. Louis Celtics, okay.
I would definitely say the 76ers.
Oh, hell no.
I would say the 76ers. I would say the 76ers, and I would say the Grizzlies.
Grizzlies. So them the 4 teams you named right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You don't see no other teams.
Oh no. I mean, it's definitely other teams.
Because his thing is only 4. So I'm saying, do you think it's more than 4?
No, it's more than 4.
Okay, well keep going then. What you stalling for?
My Mavericks is definitely a contender. You gotta respect the Warriors, because if they get in the playoffs, you gotta respect them. They're gonna do what they do. If they make it to the playoffs, they're gonna do what they do.
Yeah. That's it.
You gotta respect the Nets. The Nets are a dangerous team.
Yeah. The Nets still gotta prove themselves.
You gotta respect the Bucks. You gotta respect Giannis. Giannis is a monster in the playoffs.
So you gave us the Nuggets, the Grizzlies, the Mavs, the Warriors, the 76ers, the Celtics, the Bucks, the Nets. You gave us 8 teams. That's what you say.
Mm-hmm.
I say I'm taking the Grizzlies out of it. You ain't proved yourself to me yet. You ain't proved that you can hang with them dogs in a 7-game series. Okay? So until you do, I'm not giving it to you. Y'all can have great nights, but 7 games, you got to have 4 of them great nights. To get to 4, you got to have it in round 1, round 2, round 3. You got to keep going, right? Denver Nuggets. I'm going to say I feel like Denver Nuggets can, if they stay healthy and they keep that level head where they are right now. So I'm giving it to Denver Nuggets. Boston Celtics, of course. The Bucks, if they're healthy, I feel like they can contend. And because those teams are there in the East, I feel like they automatically negate the Nets' success. So I feel like the Nets still got to prove themselves. I said that before KD went out. I was looking forward to them playing through that hump or that rough schedule. And then KD went out and the other players went out. So the Nets still got to prove themselves to me. So I'm saying the Warriors, of course. I'm saying the Nuggets. I'm saying the Celtics. I'm saying the Bucks. Title contention. And I think that's why I reside right there, because the Warriors find ways to take out teams like the Pelicans and to answer questions for teams like the Mavs and to go ahead and eliminate teams like the Grizzlies. So with the Warriors being there, they're going to cancel out a lot of them teams, and the Nuggets ain't going to make it past. But, hey, I like what y'all did with this debate. Hope y'all enjoyed the facts, opinions, and BS presented by your boy Deuce, Teddy, and LaQuell. It's been real, and it's been real fun. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and get at us. Until next time, y'all be blessed and be safe in them streets.
Okay.
Oh, we got some merch on the way, too.
Hope you patch shit up with God, cause we gon' bless you. Let it burn, you gon' get it back. These just my confession. Stay in traffic, can't get picked off like no sitting duck. Keep one in the tuck. Wife be mad, but bet she still gon' fuck. Don't speak